Yep. Recovering GeoEngineering with Urs Wirths. To be honest, lately I say it about many interviews I conduct, that this is probably the most important one I've done. And again, I have to say, this is one of the most important talks I've done. And before we go into it and speak with Urs about actually changing our climate, I want to say thank you. And I will say it in English and then in Hebrew, and then I go back to English. I want to say thank you to all of you out there, aware, sharp, awake, want to help humanity, want to help the people of Israel, if you Israelis. And you've been sending me links and contacts that enables me to have these interviews and these talks in order to enrich all of us with some good data, good knowledge, good information, how to fix all the problems or the evil doers, and the doings of this world and this planet. And I will say it now in Hebrew. רציתי להגיד תודה לכולכם שם בחוץ שעוזרים לי ולכולנו, ומוצאים את התוכן ואת האנשים שמעבירים את התוכן הזה, כדי שכולנו נוכל ללמוד, להשאיר את הידע שלנו לגבי איך לתקן את העולם הזה, מכל הרוע ועושי הרוע שנמצאים בו. אז תודה לכם שאתם שולחים לי את הקונקשנים האלה ואת החיבורים האלה לאנשים שאני יכול לראיין. אני רק בפרונט, מחבר, ואתם עוזרים לי, עוזרים לכולנו, אז תודה רבה. Yes, so give me a minute and we go straight to Urs Wirths and how to recover all the geoengineering of the world, or at least let's start with Israel, at least here. 1 minute and I'm back. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hello, Shai. Thank you. I'm well. I'm happy, and I'm thankful that I can do the interview with you.
Yes, same here. I'm really thankful. And since we spoke last week, I was like, wow, I was amazed. And I publish, bits and pieces from our talk. And you also comment on Facebook and you put some links, which I think is excellent. The main thing, I think, before we dive into, can you just explain what problem are you trying to fix or fixing, actually, because you have some proofs that you're fixing?
We begin in 2015, and before I looked for several things to make rain, and there were several projects around the world, but they all cooking just with water. And some things won't work, some things were better. And so we looked for solutions that everyone can do. We started in 2015 with the first device we built, and then it developed by the time. And then we found out what they do really. We don't have to work on the geoengineering. We just bring the nature and the power, and then the geoengineering is gone.
So
everyone
go on.
can do it, yeah.
So actually, it's based on Wilhelm Reich technology or techniques. Am I right?
A bit, yes. Just
a bit. Okay. And basically, we managed to take it 1 or 2 steps further and allow everyone, or almost everyone, to change the mini climate around this area. Yeah? Am I right?
Yeah.
And that, go on.
The climate won't work because we have always a stagnation. There's no wind, there are no birds anymore. The animals move away. When it stagnates, you like when you come into a room and you feel like this. This is stagnation. or when you look on the horizon and it looks a little gray or brown, that is what Reich called door, deadly organ. No movement. We have to bring it into movement, and like tree do. The tree has a field, it goes way meters high, and where a tree is, there's no stagnation. So our first system was made like a copy of a tree, but with a bigger dimension, radius. A small system with large scale radius. And then we found out we have no hail in that area, and the rain came softly back.
So you work, how many areas or continents or countries you working with at the moment? How many people working with you at the moment around the world?
We sold, me and my friend, we sold about 12,000 NHS 2.0 devices.
What's NHS? Because NHS is National Health Service. So what do you mean NHS?
Nature Harmony Station.
Excellent. So you sold more than 12,000 nature harmony stations, and they are placed around the world. I mean, obviously you're going to show us some maps and some proofs now. And what the results are, generally speaking, before we go into details, what the results are?
The results are just the climate is starting running again, and the geoengineering only can work when they make stagnation, and then they work with it.
So in places that these stations are located, geoengineering works less. I mean, geoengineering, that means fiddling with the weather in a bad way. I mean, the baddies are doing it. So you're saying that where these stations are based, these nature harmony stations are based, they affect the geoengineering and they cause it to affect less nature?
Yes. When we placed the first system, after some hours it starts raining because the flow starts again. When the flow starts, it can't stagnate anymore.
And what about the chemtrails?
I don't care about, because some parts of them gets removed. Some people came to my home and say, I just watched the sky where the blue hole is. I drove this direction. Now I found you.
Nice. You don't need Waze. You just go. Nice one. You see where the sky are clear and you're going there. You know, this is where Urs lives. Yeah. Okay. I see.
We moved to our new location in the Corona time. In our garden, there were maybe 2 birds a day. And some months later, a redacteur from a newspaper came, and we went out on the backside of the house, and it was so loud from so many birds. And he said, oh, that's like meditation. And I called, Angela, turn off the CD.
But why the reporter came to your house?
Some newspapers wrote about my work. And there are some esoteric newspapers.
Yes.
They watched for it, saw that it works, and then they asked for not interview, for a...
So what? Are you like famous? What?
A bit, maybe. I don't care about.
No, I know. I'm just asking because a newspaper came, although it's probably esoteric or underground newspaper. Still, you quite known, at least in this in the truth movement, I should say.
We showed our work in several places, and somebody filmed us and put this in Telegram. And today there's a group in Telegram about a collection of my work.
Excellent.
Not my group. And people see this, and when the people see that they can do something by yourself and find a solution, and it's cheap, then they do it.
It is. I mean, to be honest, I mean, the first thing I told you when we started to speak, like last week, I was like, where are these units? I want them now. How much they cost? I don't care. I didn't even ask how much they cost. I just wanted you to send, because this area, it needs it so badly, but obviously other areas as well. I mean, it's not the only area that needs it. And thankfully, it's on the way. I mean, you've sent it last week. Yes.
Yeah, it's on the way to get into the plane to Israel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to show us the slides? You want to show us the presentation?
We can go through the presentation, then I can explain more, and you see the picture. It's easy to understand.
Excellent. And I'm just telling the people, if you have any questions, you can write them down, and I will ask Urs.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
GeoEngineering, they work with huge power and everything. We don't work against geoengineering. That is stupid. We just help the nature get more power, and the nature wins always. Because the nature works with resonance, and resonance needs not so much power. The right frequency, the right pulse, the right vibration is enough to repair it. Like in the body, you don't have to have big pills. You just need small stuff or energy. Let's go to the next slide.
Can you do it, or you want me to do it?
Well, can I do it? No.
I can do it too, no problem.
Okay. These are the technologies they use. They use millions of dollars. This is bullshit. We don't look on this. We just work on the solution in the nature. This is much more easy, and this stuff is it's like stupid, like children playing with mud, and we play with nature. That's all.
So anyway, it's like nature. Anyway, nature is on our side. So it's like we help nature to help us and combat these silly weapons they use on us and on nature, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Let's go to the next slide. Here you see a map. Left side is Germany and right side is Poland. And in the middle of the red circle, there's Warsaw. And there was a military base, and you see from Warsaw lines going out.
Like the blue lines, you mean?
The blue lines, and that is rain. And we had...
but how come the rain comes in lines?
That comes from a military base. They let it rain down, that no rain comes to Germany. And last year they made 6 months east wind. We have no east wind normally, 1 or 2 days, sometimes 3 days, but not more. And last year, the last way to get Germany dry was the east wind. But on the 1st September, we solved it. We put on our device something like this. It's iodine. And that makes a resonance, and the rain came back. And we had the best rain in autumn and winter and spring. We had the coldest spring since more than 10 years.
I must say something. We go back to the slides in a minute. They've been telling us global warming and all these, stories. And actually, the last 2 or 3 winters, they were actually quite good. The summers were not that bad. Just now, the spring lasted much longer. What I'm saying, it's exactly the opposite of what they are saying. And now they warn, I'm talking about Israel, they warn that we're going to experience the hottest days ever, like 45 Celsius, 48 Celsius, etc. Now, it may be true. It may happen because they do a lot of spraying, a lot of chemtrails, and a lot of engineering. It may be true. But it's like they're really pushing it. They're really trying hard to prove us that it's getting warmer. Actually, it's not getting warmer. They do mess with the weather, and some of the effect of it is warm days, like really hot days, because of spraying and blocking the sun and the stagnation. Suddenly there's no wind, etc. So you can actually feel it. But it's just because of their silly weapons and silly tools. And what you're saying is that actually that you manage to fiddle or play with the wind or with nature in such a way that the wind comes back, the rain comes back, and the balance start to come back to the area, right?
Yeah. When we do water activations, we did it in Hungary. we activated the Lake Balaton, the Danube, Donau, and the Theiss River. And in one day, the temperature goes from 38 degrees to 23 degrees.
Wow. Well,
The
it should
same-
be. It should be like this. Yes. I mean, it
Yeah.
should be. Yeah.
We had the same in Canada, in the west part. Some guys activated 300 miles of water,
Wow.
and the temperature goes 15 degrees down in one day.
Wow.
In Tunisia, we activated the whole sea around the country, and it's really cold there for the Arabian people.
Okay, but this is too much for the other side, I guess. But anyway, okay. So you're saying here the army base in Warsaw managed to bring rain, which is in lines, so it's engineered rain, yes,
Yes,
and they bring the eastern wind to Germany, where normally there's no eastern wind in Germany, right?
yeah. We have normally west wind, 95%. Yeah,
From the sea, like
from France, from the sea, from north.
from,
Yes.
yes. So basically, in the last year or half year or 3 years, I don't know. You tell me. Germany was quite dry, relatively.
When we started 2015, they try to get it really dry, and we have the institute from the state, the UFZ Institute, Helmholtz Institute, and they call it a drought monitor. Not for a solution, they call it drought marketing. And in the beginning, they had the drought on the first 25 centimeters of the ground, and after 2 years, they removed it because it was so wet.
And you were saying last week, you told me, and this is important here in Israel. That's what and why I published it a day after we spoke about the wind turbine. That in Israel, let's say we have 60 of them. In Germany, you have 60,000 of them.
26,000. Yeah.
How many?
26,000.
26,000. Okay, sorry. And you said that they make the soil very dry, and they basically ruin all the agriculture in the area. Yeah.
Yes. When we have a wind turbine, the life energy won't come down, and then
Right.
the trees behind will die because of no life energy, and then little insects gets created in the wood, and they eat this. They're
The
not
tree.
coming from China to Germany and to eat
Yeah.
the trees. This is just bullshit. An insect is always created on that place where it is.
Yes.
And we
So
had
what did you do in order to? I mean, what did you? The wind turbines are still there. They're still working, right?
yeah, a bit.
Why a bit? I mean, what happened?
We change the energy flow. When we use a little lead bullets, the little one from the air gun,
Yeah.
we cook them in Agnihotra water. It's a special ash. You put a little amount of ash into the water, put the lead balls in, and cook them 5 minutes, boiling. And then you put 11 around the wind turbine, and 2, 5, and 10 meters to the east. Then the energy comes down and goes to the east. We had people doing this when it was on the way to rain, just a little. And they finished, and they were totally wet because the rain comes down, the energy comes down.
So fast. I mean, you're talking about minutes or let's
Immediately.
say a few hours in the same day.
We start in Austria with a power line on a farm, and they have a field. They don't grow there anything because the power line is on top and nothing grows. And then we went out with lead balls like 0.5 millimeter, and we put 6 around the mast.
Turbine, the mast. Yes, the
Yeah.
electric. Yeah.
Yeah, and in a minute later it starts raining again. And we always write the name Agnihotra on the wind turbine and on the power plane.
What's Agnihotra?
Agnihotra is a spirit. And
Ah,
Agnihotra is a technique. You burn, you do a fire in that. Whoop.
yeah.
And there you burn cow dung and sing. And out of the cow dung, every physical thing gets created, like gold, silver, copper. Everything is inside.
What's cow dung?
Cow dung,
What
the shit of the cow.
Cow dung.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes, like they do in India, of course. Okay.
Yeah, it's from
So
India.
you burn cow dung and zinc.
And you sing a mantra.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
Swaha, Agnaye idamna mama. And
So wait, hang on. Let's say I have some cynical figures here watching us, okay?
Mhm.
And they would be like, come on, man. I mean, you take some cow shit and you sing.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Second thing, come on, you take this little device and you do this and that and rain comes. I mean, come on. Have you it like more scientific? I mean, what's going on here? What are we talking about? Is it scientific? Not that I trust science, especially after the last 3 years, but is it like, does it really work?
You heard about Bhopal, the accident in the 70s, where it was everything poisoned. Thousands of people died.
Where?
In Bhopal, India.
In Bhopal, okay.
40 years ago. And in one area, they did this. And they used the fire, they had burned the fire all day. And the military came with special clothes, came and watched in their little town, and there was no problem. And around, all the people died. It must not be scientific. It must work.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I don't care if it's scientific or not, as long as it works.
Yeah. We write the name Agnihotra on we write the name Agnihotra on the wind power plant or on the high voltage part. 2 days later, the people from the firm came and cleaned it. It's so stupid. It works. Then the women went out with a ultraviolet pen and write it again.
Yes. Okay, just a small remark for the religious people, especially in Israel, but not just. And after that, we can go back to the slides. I'll say something like this. For those of you who are really judgmental, and maybe even a bit cynical still, but judgmental, saying, come on, this is paganism, this is pagan work, you work with the elements, what about God, what about this? I don't want to listen to this pagan talk about the wind and fire and water and all the, I mean, come on, this is just the elements, etc. I want to say something like this. Maybe you're right. But until you bring solutions, this is just philosophy, this is just theory. I'm speaking now with Urs Wirths, and he's talking about 12,000 stations who are actually doing it around the world with thousands of people, I guess, who are doing the same thing and getting results. So it's one thing to judge a story. It's another thing to check it, test it, try it out yourself in your area, and then there's no more stories. There's only truth remains.
Sure.
So stay with your judgments for now. Don't put them out and just listen. Let's go back to the slides, shall we?
The Agnihotra ash is absolute the best for agriculture. It's perfect. You cook Agnihotra ash in a pot of water, and when you spray something over your field, you put some Agnihotra water inside.
So, but when you say Agnihotra water, this is just spirit water, or it's cow shit with praying, and I mean, what's inside?
it's from the ash. You take a little amount of the ash, put them in a 5-liter pot of water, and boil it for some minutes.
Just cow shit.
This is the ash of the cow shit.
Yeah, the ash of the cow shit. Yes, you just
Yes.
burn the cow shit. You take some of the ash, you put it in the water, and you spray it.
Yeah. Some farmers who work with me put this in his machine and sprayed it over the field. And on his field, it grows dramatic. And 1 meter of the other field, there was also a bit of this. Is so much higher than the other stuff.
The other, yeah. There's a question: what is Agniutra? Agniutra is spirit.
Yeah. Agniutra is a ritual. It's several thousand years old, and one man traveled through the world for 30 years and showed it everyone. And he did it on the North Pole and on any continent. And people laugh about it. And when they feel it, they don't laugh anymore.
Yeah. And just to tell the audience, it's about doing. It's about doing stuff. It's about, putting out solutions and trying them out like Urs is doing and getting results, obviously. There's no results, let's change our ways. I mean, we need to do something that brings results. And if this method and this technique brings results, let's all do it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Right, here we go.
Yeah, and we have maps. We had 3 maps, world maps about our systems. And one day they made a database hack, and in one map where the water activations there were 9,000 activations signed in, and they deleted it. If you delete it by hand, you need months. So they did a database hack and cleaned all our maps.
Oh.
And so we know we are on the right way. We do something great.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
There are some systems they don't work. And like this one, the big photo is a system. It was placed in Mannheim in Germany, built from one who built it first in Algeria. But this don't works. When you have a tube in water, it just pulls energy, and you got a plus polarization. That is same as stagnation. And when you are at a waterfall, then you have minus ions, and that is health. That brings your body in good work. And when you have machines like these two, you have always stagnation around you. The deuterium is attracted. It's a little heavy water.
Yeah.
And you look older by the time. That is great.
Deuterium is a heavy isotope of hydrogen, and it makes hang on, what you show? Show again?
This is deuterium.
In water, obviously.
Yeah, it's a little. It's a little water. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we use this as resonance in our machines to speed up the weather.
But deuterium is heavy isotope of hydrogen.
It's not really heavy water. It's medium heavy water. Thorium is the heavy water.
Say again,
Thorium.
Yeah. Okay. And
when you have a water chain in sky, there's always water, and on the beginning there's deuterium.
Because deuterium also promotes aging and promotes diseases. I mean, yes. When you have less deuterium, you are more healthy, you are younger, more vibrant. So you're saying basically a friend is writing, actually Barak, I sent you a link on Facebook to join us the conversation. Barak is the guy who made the connection between me and Urs. So I just invite him. I think it's fair enough to invite him, and he has a lot of questions and remarks here. So Barak, have a look on your Facebook chat and please join us if you like. And also Barak is saying you are like environmental homeopathic healer, or because what you do is you work with homeopathy homeopathy on the environment. Yes.
We also do body therapy and give courses for this and show people how to work with energy and how to remove pain in the body.
All right.
Because weather and body, it's always the same. The ground in the earth is like the microbiome is like in our body. It's the same. If everything is okay, it works.
You know that in Hebrew, Adam is man and Adama is soil.
Okay.
So man comes, ashes to ashes, dust to dust from the Bible. So man comes from Adama. And Adam and Adama. So there's only one letter difference, and this letter also represents God. Hey, I mean Adam and Adama. Okay, so this H or this hey, it's like the breath of life. Ha. Okay, and this represents God. When you write, this hey or H represents God in writing. So you add H to Adam, and you get Adama, soil. Okay, so
and I get geese bubbles while you talk. So that's right.
Yeah, I have the same measurement here. I mean, when I speak, either I feel my stomach or goosebumps. Yes.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Next, there you see what they do. The right picture was just on top of my house where I lived, and sometimes they flew two or three circles and it won't work.
So it won't stay, you mean? It won't stick. It won't create this blanket.
Last month came with 3 planes, one beside the other, and fly in a big circle twice.
But it doesn't help.
Before they were gone, the chemtrails were gone. I don't care about. What is climate stagnation? The stagnation is always when nothing runs, when there's no wind flow, when there are no birds, when everything goes down, when you feel pressure, and when the effect of this is you have no energy, the life energy goes down, the animals avoid these areas, the insects, we have no insects. We had no insects in Germany for 2 or 3 years. And this is because the stagnation and the life energy decreases very strong. And what is the reason? When no water comes down, water brings the energy to the ground. And if the rain comes regularly, the energy is there. Then the birds come back. And in some of the next slide, I explain how they do it, that trees won't work. Go once back. And you see the harp waves on the lower photo.
Yeah, I showed them yesterday what they do in Israel. Just yesterday, what they do in Israel. All over Israel, you see the lines, I mean the sprays, the clouds with the lines, with the harp lines.
I watched your photos, and there was one photo where you see Cyprus and Israel. And in Cyprus, there are systems. And you see Israel and Lebanon and everything had these lines, and Cyprus has nothing. They have normal clouds. So you don't have to be scientific, you have to see it. Like Schauberger said, watch nature and copy the nature.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, let's go to the next slide. The real causes, how they do it. This antenna is on the Caritas building in Germany. Caritas is Vatican. And why do they have a antenna straight up in the sky? Is this a connection to God? With antennas like this, they decrease the metabolism of the trees by radiation. It's like the Agnihotra. The Agnihotra repairs because it's a good vibration, and the other thing decreases the power of the trees. And so they can't call the rain. And so we can remove all trees in the country. We found this out in 2018. We took an organ beam, this one, And we placed him. No, at first we had them all to the west direction to bring rain, to form clouds. And then we put one straight and moved it a little until we feel that the radiation from the beam comes back. So we had the fact that we overlay the radiation from these antennas. That was in August 2018. And we had 3 lines in Germany with these devices from Dresden to the east, to the North Sea, and from Bern, Switzerland up to the north, and from Stuttgart up to the north. And we phoned our people, turned them from this to straight, and put it a little north. And the next day, it starts raining all over. That was in September 2018, when we start to get the first time longer rain. Then there are the wind. Yeah, okay, ask.
Why the fish are there?
Yeah. First, we take the wind turbines, like the photo you see.
Yeah.
Just go to Google, write wind turbines in California, and watch if you find any tree left. They are 20 years earlier than we. So you see what will happen. And the wind turbines are always on the coast, where the weather come in, or you see it in Egypt at the Red Sea. There are hundreds of wind power plants. You see it in Mauritania and West Sahara. There are no people, but massive wind turbines to save the Sahara as a desert.
There's a comment here in German. I can't I don't understand. I know who it's from. What it says?
I say the truth, but the people are dumb, but they want to know what happens.
Okay, so by the way, Barak has just joined us. Hi, Barak.
Hello, Barak.
Hello.
Hi, excellent.
I don't know how to pronounce your name, but
Urs, just as you see it on the screen, yes.
Okay. So anyway, when I saw your work, I got quite excited because I saw like basically a cloudbuster, which is William Reich technology. William Reich was an Austrian or German scientist, Jewish, who immigrated to the US. And he had tremendous discoveries about a field of energy called Oregon. And he treated people with it, and also he managed to harvest this energy and to create basically, he ran a motor on it, which is basically free energy. And then he managed to bring down rain in the desert. And shortly after that, the power that be got all of him to put him in jail, and he died in jail. I think 2 years later, I believe he was murdered.
The last day in jail, yeah.
The last day, because his discovery would probably change the world. If you have control, if you have free energy, and you have control over rain, the way he did. So it is like revolutionary. It's like phenomenal. It is unbelievable. And actually, you're very brave to come out and say what you're doing. I didn't start to listen to the interview from the beginning, so I might ask questions that are repeating themselves. But I'm really curious about, and I think what's the most important in this kind of interview with somebody like you, is to have the practical instructions how to do these things that you do. I saw in your first time when I saw your what you advertise in the electro culture Facebook page, I saw that you have the cloudbuster, and it looked normal other than one part that had like a black thing put on the cloudbuster. So what I would really like you to do from you is to really explain to us how to make cloudbuster work.
I can
no,
show
better.
you. Yes.
I think he will do it better, Urs. I mean,
It's
you have like your device that is
yes, and it's on the way to Israel now, just to say.
Fabulous, and I also want one. But if you can explain us, because I have a video, I wanted to send it to Shai, just didn't get to it, about some American scientist who was researching William Reich work, and he kind of show his huge cloudbuster in his backyard. So how do you make the cloudbuster work? Like something that anybody can do. Please share with us. This is such a precious information.
So, sorry, Urs, before that, my suggestion is let's move on with the slides, because all the answers are there. Am I right?
We are going step by step.
Yes.
Okay, fabulous.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. Back to the slides.
The last one is the stagnation and the water pollution by chemtrails. We started water activation. Water activation means we put something in that gives an impulse into the water, which is timeless. And then the water structure changes in a second. And by the time it pulses longer distance to the water. The chemtrails are out of plastic and metal particles, and they swim on the water. And then all radiation is on the water and changes the water structure. And then normally, if you have a wet field or a water like a sea, you have a resonance to the sky, and these resonance forms the clouds. And with the chemtrails, we have no clouds more. So we have no cloud forming. And you will see in the next slide what we do. It's very simple to help the people changing it. Here we begin with the two systems. The one with the eagle on it, it's a system in Namibia. The eagle was sitting some hours on top, loading up. And he took 20 photos of the eagle sitting on the NHS 2.0. This is the first system I built for me. And we started to build these systems, and they work like a tree. They're in the ground, they're in the water is grounded. And it's just a tube with layers out of wool fleet and steel wool. They are insulated with paper. Inside it, there is a little chip like this. There are many chips.
Wait. I want to see it better. Show it again.
I'll show you one chip. This is better to see. These little thing here.
Okay, what's that chip?
That chip makes an overlay on any wave with a natural wave. So when they send with radiation on our systems, the system gets stronger. So more radiation, more radius.
Wow.
That is very simple. Then I was 2017 on a course where we built these systems, and the women said, "Can't you build something small? I have no garden and I have no balcony. I need something for the beside the window." And it took 2 years. Then I built the little one, the NHS 3.0. It is like this.
Wait, let me enlarge. Let me enlarge your screen so people can see better. Yes.
This and this is everything. This is
you
the
see,
system.
That's what I meant before. I mean, people will see it and they will be like cynical and judgmental, and they will be like, "Come on, this changes the weather?" And actually, apparently, yes.
The working radius of the small one is minimum 3 kilometers, and of the big one is minimum 5 kilometers. Some people went on a TV tower and made a film, and they worked on the TV tower for 25 years, and they said, "My radius is minimum 15 to 20 kilometers." But we on the website, we just say 5 kilometers, not more. Not like other people say, my device does everything, and then nothing happens. We just tell a bit, and they see more. The action tree, live action, will be the next slides, the water activation also. Stop, stay there for a minute in the slide, the last one.
Ah,
And we have large-scale activation. This is an NHS, like you see there, and the organ beam, this one.
mm-hmm.
When we combine this, we have a working radius from about 50 kilometers, where the weather changes. And then we have the projecting a source into the sky that we get more rain. We did this in Tunisia first, because I was not happy with the results. And then I thought about what we can do. And we can show this in the next slides.
There's another question in German. Please have a look.
Weiß man. You can work with what's called essig, the sourest. You can work with essig, but when the clouds starting to remove, you have to stop. If you do this all time, when you remove the chemtrails, then stop after that. If you do this all day, you will never have rain. This is a problem. It works, but
with vinegar. With vinegar,
yeah. Genau.
So it's all, because yes, there was this video, a guy was publishing, quite a famous guy on the internet, and he said, listen, I heard this is doing it, and I couldn't believe that if I just boil some vinegar, it will affect the chemtrails. And actually, at least in the video that he showed, it was removing the chemtrails, and people were like, again, like, come on, vinegar and chemtrails. But you're saying it does work.
It's also resonance, but when you do it too long, you won't have rain. So do it for that time when you see it goes away, then finish.
Okay.
Next
slide.
Here you see worldwide where we place the large-scale activation. The little blue points are the older systems, and the red dots are the newer ones. They work with a bigger radius.
Soon there will be dots in Israel, just to say.
Yeah. And you see in Africa, in Mali, there are some, and on the Canarian Islands. And they get more and more, and now it starts to get a connection through the long distance.
So they all start to connect. I mean, all these stations start to connect, and the weather is it's like a big puzzle, and the pieces are coming together, yeah?
You see Germany, they can't make stagnation anymore. It's not possible. We have no high air pressure, like 1030 hectopascal or more. We don't have this anymore. It's just normal, like before. Let's go next slide. Here you see the picture in the middle with the chicken. There's a NHS 2.0 and the organ beam between the stones. And these two is a large-scale activation. Also on top of the chicken, the little one, that's the NHS 3.0 and the organ beam, large-scale activation. It's 1.7 kilo. It's a huge device. And the people always want to have something heavy.
Yeah.
We don't need something heavy.
What's on the left in the bucket?
First on the right, you see the ampoule, the deuterium on top of the organ beam. That speeds up the water in the sky. And years before, we had the Concorde flying always from Frankfurt to New York. And between, when there was a high pressure area from the in the sky, when they go with high speed through that, it makes boom, 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 and there was low pressure, and so they had to stop to fly with the very high speed machines. Yeah. You don't hear you hear them no more in the world. They just flying with slow. Zzz. When you fly with the fast machines, it makes boom, boom. Then there's no high pressure, and it gets rain. That's why no Concorde is flying anymore.
And can you tell us again, what's the ampoule for? The deuterium ampoule.
The deuterium ampoule on top of the beam in the water in the sky is deuterium, and we have the resonance on the beam, then we vibrate it, and then it gets removed, it gets changed. Some things change, and when you have no deuterium in the air, deuterium you have to have for weather manipulation. We start to buy the ampoules for €7, and now they want to have 28 for that. They increased the price always more, and we have a little problem to get them at the moment.
I can probably get you a source. Let's talk after we speak, after we finish.
Okay.
And yes. I can hook you up with a friend. They can fix you with some deuterium water. Okay?
Deuterium water? What is deuterium water?
Deuterium water is a medium heavy water. When you cook it, it cooks a little earlier. A little later. When you freeze it, it freezes at first. When you put a bottle of water into the freezer, and that water what freezes first is the deuterium water. So if you want to have deuterium reduced water, you put a plastic bottle 3 hours in the freezer, and then a little bit is frozen, and the other water is without deuterium.
And can you explain how do you use this system that you have there, that everybody can replicate it?
The system just makes a beam, woof, and an information beam. And when we put the deuterium on it, we remove the paper and put this on top. Then we give these information into the sky.
Do you have to break it, the liquid, or you just leave the bottle complete?
No, through the glass.
Everything's complete.
Okay, so you can use it endless times. The minute you have this little bottle, you can just use it forever. So you take your device that you developed and you put this thing on it, and this does what?
This makes resonance to the deuterium in the sky, and then it speeds up the weather. I have this from a guy. He reads the Bible as a physics books.
Who is it?
This is Olaf Fanghänel. He's also in Facebook, and he talks much about deuterium and how to remove it.
So just to say, sorry for interrupting, but I'm in touch with a really good friend, Professor Laszlo Boros. He's from Hungary. He's one of the leading figures on deuterium depleted water. He's a biochemist. He used to run the biochemist lab in UCLA until the corona started, and he said, go look for someone else. And I don't know if still, but he used to be the chief editor of few famous scientific papers like Nature, Science, and stuff like this, like magazines. And I guess Olaf knows him, or follows him, because Laszlo is a good friend again, and I interviewed him a few times, and I'm in touch with him, not daily, but weekly or something like that. We're in touch via email, and he was here in Israel in a biohacking conference I made, and he's again, one of the leading figures on deuterium depleted water. He knows quite a lot about it. He writes about it, scientific papers, etc. So just to say, and Barak, I advise you also to see at least one of his talks, whether with me or with someone else, because you need to understand, and I'm talking to everybody, of course, mitochondria in the body produces deuterium depleted water, which makes the mitochondria run even better. The engines that produces water and energy, this water that the mitochondria produces makes the mitochondria engines to run even better and produce better water and more energy. And the more deuterium you have in your body, these engines break. And when they break, they produce less water, which are deuterium depleted, which makes less energy and less water to run the engines that produce deuterium depleted water. So it's like a chicken and an egg story. And yes, exactly. It breaks the engine. So what one should do, and by the way, all chronic diseases, metabolic diseases, neurodegenerative diseases, etc. All of them is to do with dysfunctional mitochondria, okay, and less deuterium depleted water and less energy. I mean, the main symptoms, the main symptoms of all chronic diseases is less energy, lack of energy, and this is due to the dysfunction of mitochondria. And sorry for saying, but the course that I'm running and the workshops that I'm running are about improving the functions of mitochondria, because like Urs is suggesting here, like quite low-tech technology to deal with the weather, the same way when you expose yourself properly, you need to know what to do. Expose yourself to the sun and walking barefoot, get the magnetic field of the earth, and remove wireless devices from yourself. Mitochondria starts to function much better, and then it creates better water for the functioning of the mitochondria to produce more energy in the body, etc. So sorry for saying it, but this is you see, it's something that is really close to my heart, and it's what I do on a daily basis with myself and other people. And I really like this connection as well between us, Urs, because you work with deuterium in order to call the weather and the rain, which shows me also that deuterium is quite good, because normally I learn about deuterium is not good. You want deuterium depleted water in order to feel better. But when it comes to weather and weather manipulation or working with the weather, you need this. Apparently, the way you use it, you need deuterium to work with the orgone beam, which is quite nice.
Weather and body and ground, it's everything the same principles. And when therapists work with the NHS and deuterium, and you have a thrombose where much water is in the leg or in a place of the body, and you do this, you beam it, or you take the other one, you do this into the body.
And then what happens?
Sometimes you can look and it removes and the water gets out and they have to run to the toilet. That is very simple resonance.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And we test everything on our body. So we have much fun. Sometimes people said, if you eat this, you will die. It never happened.
Right. Shall I move to the next?
Can you explain to us exactly this picture that we see with this pot and stuff? How does it work? What do we need to do in order to do it? Because I see not only your beam device, I see other things.
Okay, let's go to the next slide. It is explained.
Okay.
In the pot, there is the orgone beam. The orgone beam is in the middle and makes a vibration. In the ground, we put also an activated stone, which makes a vibration. And there are 3 glasses in. We put Agnihotra water in. Agnihotra water is the most famous thing to heal your body, to increase your energy in a second. And you put this Agnihotra water with a little salt, with a little sugar, and with a little silicon in each of them. One with salt, one with sugar, one with silica. Then you have 3 vibrations. The 3 sticks, the bamboo sticks, makes also a field. Then all the vibration is in that field, and the orgone beam transports this field up in the sky. I saw a film out of South America. They creating sources in the ground. They dig holes, 3 holes beside. One was about half to a meter deep. They put salt in one hole. In the next hole, they put sugar. In the next hole, they put silica. Stones like this. And there should be some trees. And after 6 to 9 months, it starts running water out of this area. And it gets more and more and more. And I just took this and bring it up in the sky, and it worked.
So on this orgone beam, you don't put deuterium. This is another method to use the orgone beam.
I put it also on, but on this photo I don't have. I have
Ah.
10. I had 10 organ beams in my garden, and this one had no.
And what's the substance in the pot? Like the brown bits?
It's
Is it?
just little stones,
Ah, okay.
itchy bitty little stones.
And when you say, again, sorry for getting back to it, but when you say Agnihotra, you mean just ashes of cow shit in water?
Yes, ashes of cow shit. This is from cow with horn, and then it gets dried, and there comes some ghee on it, and it gets fired in that pyramid. And
So-
that ashes increases any element you know.
So
And
there's
so
like
you
a
have-
process. Sorry, there's a process to do the Agnihotra. It's not just burning cow shit, take some ashes, put in the water.
It's a
You need
process.
this. Okay.
There is a film from Sri Vasant. It's about 3 or 5 minutes that explains everything.
How it's called?
I can send you the link of the film.
Please do, because I can easily make it here in Israel. Thank you.
Okay.
Does two questions? Does the cow dung, does it need to be organic, or it can be something also that's been used, all kinds of antibiotics or who knows what?
Normally it should be cows that live on the ground, not inside, and they don't eat. They eat grass and not the silage.
Okay, and this video that you send is very important for everybody to see. So the process has to be with this pyramid dish, and it has to do with the ghee. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you, Urs, can you take a minute and look up this video on YouTube now and send me the link in the private chat so I can share it, because then it's on the comments on the same video, you know?
Yes, you get it.
Excellent.
In a second.
Thank you. Barak, this is good connection, huh? Let's fix the weather.
This can be like
It's already revolutionary. Yeah.
Yes, it can change the history of humanity. This stuff.
Yeah.
It is so powerful. It is
Absolutely.
so important. Ulak, you say something about activated stone. What is activated stone?
It will come in a minute.
Well, activated stone, you explain as well. This is like like stuff you're saying is like really blowing our mind, and this is why it is so important. I think to emphasize as much as possible the details of the protocol. So this knowledge is not getting lost, and many people can replicate it. And everything you say is like it's obvious to you, but when I hear it for the first time, I say, "What is that?" And you put this the jar here. Does it have to be here? So we have to be very like specific. Just explaining people, this is how you do it. You put the jar here. You put water up to here. You put everything so we can replicate this process.
Yeah.
Because it is so important.
Yes, I send you the film.
Yes, can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, wonderful.
Okay, because my computer got stuck. So you stay on the conversation. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Also very interesting that you're talking about the cow shit is that Rudolf Steiner, it's one of the methods that you use in agriculture is that they take cow shit, put it in a horn of a cow, and then bury it in the ground and take it out after I don't know exactly how long, and you put it inside water, you mix it and you spread it in the land, and this is also homeopathy. So you are really like, you are an homeopathy, you took the principle of homeopathy and you implement it in the environment, which is it's phenomenal.
So here, just to say, I put the link, I published the link in the comments, okay, for this film, and I just show a bit of it and we go back to the slide just to...
You can run the film, it's just 4 minutes.
it is quite easy to understand how Agnihotra works if you know that Agnihotra has an immediate and direct effect on the process of thinking, feeling, and willing. You have to know that thoughts are objects, thought is something material, and therefore you create your own circumstances. By practice of Agnihotra, a push is given to your thinking process, to your will in the direction of love. Hence, the practice of Agnihotra, if done in a mass way, it is going to make the world a better place. Thousands of families are doing it in Europe, United States, India, and in fact, it is being practiced now on all continents. Thank you.
Now he shows the ritual. This is the pyramid, the Kaudung.
It's made from copper? The pyramid is like from copper, right?
It can be copper and it can be gold. Copper is a bit cheaper.
A bit. It's fucking fascinating stuff.
And the results are even better.
What is he burning now?
The Kaudung.
Is there a ghee over there? I haven't seen any.
There is ghee on it, yes. And
On the side, there was a bowl with ghee. I saw it before.
with ghee and with rice. And he brings rice over it at the end of the ritual. And is made.
Agnaye swaha, Agnaye idam namama, Prajapataye swaha, Prajapataye idam namama.
Okay. At the word swaha, that is like thank you, he put the rice on it. And this ash is the most powerful healing material for the ground you've ever seen. It's unbelievable.
Can you give example how you use it on the ground? So you put the cow shit, you put on it ghee, which is some kind of Indian butter, basically, for people who don't know, and then you burn it.
Look, you put so much from the ash, like the tip of the pen.
Well, in a liter of water or a bucket?
Or in a 10 liter of water, doesn't matter.
It's homeopathic, okay.
It has to boil for some minutes. And then you can, when it's boiled 5 minutes and you place it beside and leave it there for 20 years, it won't smell bad anytime. It just stays in that shape. And when you put one drop on your mouth, then your field explodes.
Okay, so you're talking about this ash. After we burn it in this copper pyramid shape with the ghee, it become like ash. And then this little ash, if we put on our tongue, this is one thing that you make us feel very strong. And another thing you said, how we can implement it like on the land. We mix it with we put a little bit in water and then just go and spread the water around.
You just cook the ash, a little ash in water, and you take a big
boil it. Okay, so we boil it after, yes?
You boil it, maybe 5 liters, and then you need to take 1,000 liters of water, put 1 liter inside from the boiled water, and you spray this all over.
Okay, and that kind of revive the soil.
I show you in the next slide what happened.
Okay.
This is just a slide which water bodies has been activated. It's a little more in the world. When you see in Turkey, there were 7 places around Turkey, and the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea. And when we had the 7 places activated and 2 large-scale activations right in the middle of the country, they get 3 months snow in winter.
How it is? This happen with your beam, or this is just putting it in a water, but in a lake or something?
We put blocks like these in the sea that make a radius about 20 kilometers. And 7 tourists traveled around the world, and one put some things in the Caspian Sea, other one did this in the Black Sea, and some did it in Cyprus. And you see the big blue spot, and on the place on the border to Syria. And that was the first 6 or 7 activations, and then it rains all over.
What's the blue in compared to the red?
It's different activation. The blue is the blocks, and the red are activation with little glass beds like this. So it's better.
Yeah, we see them.
Or you can do the activation with activated stones, but the radius of the blocks are much bigger. And I sent you, I think, 5 or 6 blocks. So it's enough for the whole coastline of Israel, for the lake in the north, and 1 for Eilat. So
what you do, you just throw it in the water, or you have to put it in a certain angle, or in the deep water, in the shallow water?
Just go a bit out in the sea and let it fall.
Okay.
That's it.
Barak, you see, you should come to Israel. Let's change your weather, man.
A friend of mine was in Egypt, in the Red Sea. He put this in like a bag on his belt and swim out with this to place it in the sea. 1 minute later, his wife gets in the water and wants to swim behind him. She couldn't see him because all fishes went behind him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what does this thing do when you put it in the water? What does it do to the water or to environment?
It changes the water structure. Normally it's not so salty by the time, and it has a vibration, so it has normal resonance to form clouds.
So we basically should aim to spread as many as possible of this all over the world, in any body of water.
I spend $10,000s for these and give them away.
Wow.
They are all over. They are in Australia, in Thailand, in South America. There are a lot. And
is this also good for us to drink from? Like if we use it for our water, if we want to activate our water, we can use it for us to drink?
I have different products like these. The cups are also with the vibration. And when you put the water in, or you place it like this and put your cup on top and drink it, it takes a second to change the water.
And how can you say a few words of how does it work? What's the system?
I sit 4 weeks here and give energy inside. No. It's a vibration. This is timeless. It's just boom, and it's there.
So it's some kind of homeopathic resonance.
Yes.
Similar. And what is activated stone? I think I asked you. You said you're going to explain what is activated stone.
It comes in a minute. Next.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see the slide.
Let's see the slides.
Yeah. Here are how to activate stones. They are stones. They have the line in it, the white line.
Yeah.
This is calcium or quartzit or calcit.
Mm-hmm.
And when you burn it in fire, that it's damn hot, then you see it lightening a little bit. Then it's the right temperature. And then you put this in cold water. Sometimes the stone changes the color. And when it comes into the cold water, then the calcite changes on top. And sometimes when you work with pottery, in a special temperature, it's for a very short time fluid. And the people who make pottery know this. And it's like on the white line of the stone, and the white line changes like the glass bed, and that makes a pulse in the water. When you have brunnen, when you dig out water out from the ground, and you put 13 stones around, the quality is totally different. A guy put 13 stones around a tree to test something, and in the morning he just dig them in the ground, and he came and all the stones were digged out by an animal. So they can see the pulse.
Wow.
When you
so
take
the process is basically like you put stones in the fire and take it out, put it in the water, or I didn't understand the full procedure.
That's it.
Is that any stone, or it has to be a certain type of stone?
It has to be a stone which
With
has
the line.
the lines.
Okay, you can find this on the beach on any most coastline.
Yeah.
Stones, planet Earth, many stones with lines everywhere. I mean,
so they have to become red, the stone, when you hit them, they have to come to the level of redness?
yes.
Yeah. And
Okay,
then,
so that's not a normal fire. You have to have a special device to make it that hot.
we do wood fire.
Wood
or
fire
coal,
is enough.
or coal. And other people, some farmers take his gas, acetylene gas, put the stone on the concrete until it gets very hot, and then into the water.
Isn't that a process that happens naturally? Let's say there is a forest fire, and then there is rain. So basically, this happened to all the stones?
Maybe, but the forest fire makes another thing more. All trees around cry for water, so that can be the reason.
Okay, in the effect.
Yeah. And you see, there are lots of stones you can use, and it's very, very simple. Let's go to the next slide. This is a little pond. A guy sent me the photos. He put 3 or 4 from these stones in, and a week later, left side the beginning, right side a week later. It's totally changed, and he made nothing, just the stones.
So the water became clear.
Yes. Look, we have some of these glass beds, and we have some specialty. They are real high potential. I send you 2 of them also in the package.
Thank you.
We put one in a little pool. It's about 5 meters. And in the pool, there was a machine to collect the dirt in the ground. Then we were 1 week away in Hungary. And when we came back, the friend of ours said his robot is damaged. The robot swam on half a meter over the ground. The water had so much oxygen inside that it accumulates the oxygen and the machine goes up.
Wow.
So we turned the machine around, like bloop, 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 turned it back, and it worked.
So what is this little thing that you just showed us?
the little glass beds, they are 10 millimeters glass balls. Yeah.
Okay, so this you put in any body of water, but we can also use it in drinking water. We can put it in our bottle of water and drink it. Yes.
Yes, I just eat one of these glass beds to see what happens.
Okay.
You ate one.
Yeah.
You swallow it or you smashed it?
No, I
No,
just
it's as it is.
when we were in Hungary, we created another kind of glass bed for the ground, that we have a different vibration in the ground. And I produced them, and the first I take to see what happened. And my girlfriend Angela said, "Give me also one." And our friend Peter said, "Me too." Then we took one of these glass beds, go on his ground, there where the electricity comes in and where the counter is. And they have all smart meter bad vibration. And we made a 40 centimeter hole in the ground and put the glass bed in and give some water behind. And his huge dogs 50 meters away come, whoa, what happened? And Angela, my girlfriend, sat also 50 meters away and asked, "What have you done?" And you feel it.
Tell me, these glass beads, I can put that, let's say I have a swimming pool. What happens if I put one of them inside?
Then you take an old plastic box from medicine,
Yeah,
drill 8 millimeters hole in,
yeah.
put the 10 millimeter glass bed in, close it, make a string on it, and hang it in the water. So you don't lose it.
Yeah, of course.
Otherwise, it goes to the sink and helps everyone.
And then what happens?
The water changes in 1 second. You feel it. I was in a open pool, a sauna, and then went to the water, and you feel the water. And then I put the glass bed in, and it was dramatic different. And 1 hour later, I came to that pool, and everybody's sitting on the same place. They won't remove.
But do you still? Sorry, Barak. 1 second. Do you still need to use like chlorine or other substances to clean the water? I mean, chemically, what happens?
It gets better, but it don't fix it all. Because sometimes you have, beside agriculture, and there comes always some spraying stuff into the water.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so what's the process of making these glass things? Is it, if it's secret, don't tell us. But
there's a film in my Facebook group. I just use the glass bed on a copper plate and go with a spark on it. Bzzz. And that burns the top of the glass bed, and then it gets cold again. So it changes the structure.
Okay.
Sort
this is
of.
The normal.
Sort of okay. I mean,
that is the one that we use for the water activation. And the other one, the better one, would I send you 2 of them? I buy them also from a friend. He is very, very special. He's nowhere in the internet, and he made the concrete that is healing. You can make this, you go inside, and it's totally different.
It reminds me something called tachyon technology. Are you familiar with tachyon?
What is the tachyon? I found one. Look here. Here's one.
They basically put things into some process which they don't say because they make a lot of money out of it, and it's supposed to really have amplified energy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this information is so precious, so we can really do it ourselves.
Look, in nature, everything is simple, everything, and complicated is just here between. Because we were in school, and school is very complicated. We go in school and we are intelligent, and we come out and we are dumb. Then you see the activated trees. Okay, yeah, okay. You see that little glass tube?
Yeah.
we put Agnihotra water half full inside and stuck it beside the tree in the ground that it gets connected. The one picture was in May, and the next in June.
Wow.
Wow.
It's you put it in and you feel that it changes. We have people who feel a bit, and I put it in and they go one step back and wow, that's normal. That is Agnihotra.
You put it in what?
In the ground beside the tree.
Okay. Just the little container with the Agni water, and you
Yes.
just stick it next to the tree, and that's what it does to the tree.
And the growth explode. And when a tree is sick, sometimes next day every leaves are gone, and he brings new ones. This is great.
This is more than great.
It is simple.
It's mystical. It's esoteric. It's tantric. It's esoteric knowledge. What you're telling us now.
It's just simple. When we read books, we always look for books 100 years and older.
Yeah.
Then you learn something. What they try to learn us now, it's stupid. They look for I've something found many smaller. It's stupid.
It takes magnetoculture or electroculture to a whole new level. I mean, let's do that. I mean, combine it with other stuff like copper and good metals to work in the ground. But this is the elements that actually we need to strengthen. You know, like to make it stronger. The elements.
What do you need? You need energy, and you need the good vibration, and you need minerals. If there are no minerals, energy doesn't matter. And the most biggest problem in the ground is silica, because they are spraying aluminium, and the aluminium gets connected to the silica, and then you get in your food no silica. If you go to a big market in Germany and you cry everything without silica out, then there's maybe one box left. In our food is no silica, and that is why the people get sick and get gray hair with 25 or 30. And if you are intelligent or have a good IQ, that is proportional to your mineralization. If you have many minerals, you're intelligent. And if you have no minerals, you're dumb and you die early.
There's a question for you, Urs, one from Tina. I show it on the screen. Can you also translate it?
Wonderful, nice, genial. Are you in Austria or Germany? I'm in Germany, yes. And I were last weekend in Vienna, in Austria, and we showed our body therapy. And today I'm south of Ulm, 30 kilometers, and that's our location.
I think they need to get you to Israel at some point to do some workshop to really teach people how to do this stuff. There is a limit how much we can do online. I wanted to add something about...
Wait, Barak. Let me take the glove you just throw. Hang on a second. Urs, will you consider, like if I invite you to Israel to give a workshop or even 10 workshops, it doesn't matter. I think though you can do all in one workshop, but will you consider to come over to Israel?
That is possible, yes. There's one ferry. We can drive to Salerno in Italian, and there's a ferry goes to Israel.
There's also like you can probably get a broom, a witch broom. You know, you can ride on a broom or a magic carpet. No, I'm joking. But okay, well, better with a ferry than with an airplane. You say.
So in Tunisia, we were also with the ferry, so we can all stuff with us. And when you go to the customs from the airport,
I understand.
They are so stupid.
I understand.
Even in Tunisia, always bakshish, always here.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. We talk about details later. I'm all up for it. Just to say, we can fix a day for let's say August or whenever you can. Come here
I
for
know.
2 days, do a workshop. Barak even will come and visit Israel, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
And yes, let's do something like that. Excellent. Excellent.
Because
I
Really.
wanted to say something about mineralization that you said that we are depleted. Is that not too long ago I started using seawater inside cooking. So you need to find a really clean place and fill up a bottle with the seawater, and then you can just use it in anything you do. Instead of using salt or something, you put it in your salad, you put it in your boiling food, because the seawater are full with minerals that are the same as our blood. I think actually if you dilute a little bit seawater, you come to the same level of mineralization of the blood. So just something not many people think about it or do.
yeah, in the Acres USA, they publish always books for the agriculture, and there are books they use that salt water in a low potential for spraying over the ground, and it grows famous.
This, what you said, is very interesting, because after the tsunami of 2004 in Asia, when the water receded, and after some time, suddenly the crops grew like crazy, because they were depleted for all these years from agriculture, from conventional agriculture, and when the sea came, they replenish again the soil with the minerals.
Yeah. Yes, well, you get the whole spectrum of all minerals. But what can you do to increase your silica in your body? What do you do? Silica is the most important thing. And we tried several things. There's a fluid stuff, what is natrium silicate, and we sprayed this over the ground. That gets better. And then I show you a link. I eat this, and when you see this, you will laugh. It's from a where you can.
I just laughed. I saw it, so I'm laughing already. Wait. Bon appetit.
Yeah, 1 teaspoon of this in the morning and in the night, and your silica goes up. There's a little aluminium in, but it doesn't matter. And
But what do you mean 1 teaspoon of it? You put it in water, you boil it, or you just put it
you
like...
put it in your mouth, and then you drink some water. If you put it in water, you have to grab it out of the. It won't work. Just
What
put
is
it in the
I
mouth.
cannot really see it.
It is like
It's a
powder.
coin?
The coin is the size, to see the size. The powder is from 0 to 1 millimeter.
What is it? What powder is it?
It is called in English mica, glimmer.
Mica?
Mica, it's silica.
Yeah, natural silica. When you read the book of biological transmutation from a French guy, he says that the chicken picks sand. And
Yes.
everybody knows the chicken picks sand. What kind
Yes.
of sand do they pick?
I
They pick that sand which lightens a little, which reflects. And when you have granite, there are little points which reflect. This is the material. This is glimmer. And when you look inside the stomach of the chicken, the glimmer is gone and the sand gets on the way out. And the glimmer is the magic. And I start eating this. All people said, you are stupid. Our skin gets better, our muscle gets better. I combined it with niacin, with vitamin B3 in high doses. And my eyes gets better. I can read every small stuff much better than before. I'm now 58 and I have no glasses.
need it. So you can buy this like in a online health food shop, whatever this mica. You can just buy it anywhere.
I just buy it in the Myrtle shop. That's a shop for raw materials to build a house. and 20 kilos cost about 80 euros.
Okay.
You never eat 20 kilos.
So you actually take directly a little bit of it, or you put it inside water and then drink the water? How do you ingest it?
Put it in the mouth and then put water behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just a little bit, like half a spoon or a quarter of a teaspoon, something like that?
I started with a teaspoon, and today I take 4 to 5 teaspoons a day. And between I had a big spoon, and once I had to, and I shut the mouth and it comes out of the nose.
Okay. We want to see the video of that.
I'll take it. Wait a moment.
Right.
I saw once a video of a woman in a tribal place that she actually eats soil. She just take from the ground soil and she actually eat it, and she's not dying or anything. I don't know if there is health benefit to it, but it seems to be possible.
Any child is doing this.
Yes. Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
And some do it more because probably they need it more. I mean, so their body knows what they need.
Yes.
Yes. Can you find mica in electronic shops? No, it's
No.
in no.
You should get the raw material. And normally when they, for the bathrooms, you have the plates on the ground, on
Yes.
the walls. And they who create this, they have sometimes mica and they put it on top that it shines a little. Yes.
Yeah.
And when you put it like this in the air, then it flies always. And I put some kilos in the garden because the ground needs also the silica. And I put it on my hochbeet where we plant plants. And we have some plants, they are normally that size, and they are now this size.
Wow,
And you can buy it,
amazing.
we can buy it in any shop, like for building materials and stuff like that. They will have it. Like what?
Maybe, yeah. Mm-hmm. You just look for that wording, Glimmer Muscovit, then you will find it.
Just look for it translated to Hebrew. Maybe there is a name that we are more familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And when the people know that their silica level goes up, then everything will change. Everything.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see.
know that you can buy like silica powder as a supplement. I even have with me, but
It's
this
expensive.
is probably.
Yeah. Sometimes you can take it with alcohol, then maybe it works. But I don't want to take alcohol.
Okay, I'm just reading something in Hebrew. Okay, I can share the screen 1 second because I just translated the mica. Okay, let me enlarge and go down. Okay, מיכה, נציץ. It's מיכה. הוא קבוצה של מינרלים השייכים לקבוצת המינרלים הפילוסיליקטיים, סיליקטיים במבנה בצורת לוחיות, המכילים כמויות משתנות של אלומיניום, ברזל, מגנזיום, ליתיום, נטרן, סידן ואשלגן. התכונה הבולטת של המינרלים בקבוצת הנציצים היא פצילותם המושלמת לצורה של לוחיות או קשקשים. הלוחיות ניתנות לכיפוף והן אלסטיות. אוקיי, נציץ. בקיצור, we need to look for נציץ, which is mica. Excellent. Thank you for that. I will write down to buy נציץ. Wait. Okay.
And I combine it with niacin, with vitamin B3. And there are two different kinds of vitamin B3. One is with the flesh, and you get red skin and red face, and like the shirt, then there's no difference. And there are no flesh niacin. And I take 100 milligrams of flesh and like 1 gram of no flesh. But I started with slower level.
So you
I'm
take it
always
at the same time.
Yes.
You think there is some kind of symbiosis between the niacin and this mica for absorption or something?
Niacin, any problems with the nerves, take with the hand like this, or when children have ADHD, or they are always crazy, then they have a problem with niacin. It's called pellagra, the sickness. And everybody has a problem with niacin. There's nothing in the food.
There's a question. There's a powder, a mica powder used in mineralic makeup. Is it the same powder?
Could be the same, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's known in Israel. It's known, Moshe, right? It's known as silica, not natzitz in Israel. But okay, I say let's move on with the slides because we can stay on mica now for a few more days.
Okay.
So, next one.
Next one, yeah, the trees are gone. What does the water activation? The structure of the water changes in a second and brings the resonance from cloud forming. And more clouds, more rain. That's the most important thing. And what does the tree activation? The metabolism of the trees increases in a second. Like you see in the photo, it just changes and it grows different. And the trees call the rain. Normally the trees give something up. We call it like turpentine. And when this goes up in the sky, the rain comes. And normally when you go into a forest, which is great and function, then you smell the trees. And when you have the manipulation and no energy, you smell nothing. It's gone. And here, this year, the trees are smelling again. We got it. Okay, next.
1 second.
Yeah, results. In Germany, 2018, we got the path through. We got the good weather and the more rain. Also in Switzerland and Austria. In Estonia, one guy put 4 blocks around the country, 3 in the sea and 1 in a lake. And after 3 days, they had next rain. After months, no rain. In Hungary, we had the temperature effect, minus 15 degrees in 1 day. And they couldn't believe it. In Turkey, we had 3 months snow. After 30 years, nearly no snow, sometimes 2 meters. In Mali, we had 4 devices. There we worked with Tuareg. And in Timbuktu, it took us 1 year to get a system to Timbuktu. And after 1 year, the system were there. The water levels increased after 29 years, every fewer. And then, whoop, goes up. And at the moment, when you look at Ventusky, it rains up to Algeria and into Algeria from Mali. In Namibia, we had the best rain 3 years in a row. But there's a stupid guy spreading always organized materials, and that destroys a lot. In Tunisia, we went to Tunisia and we were in the very east and the very west part. They name it the place to go into the Sahara in Toussaint. And I went in the hotel and we got the room and I went down and talked with the man where we signed in. And he said, "What were you doing?" He said, "We make rain." It never rains in Tunisia. It never. And I went down with this and the NHS 3, placed it outside on the table. And 6 minutes later, they ran out and put everything away because it starts raining. And when I came in, he couldn't believe it. And I told him next Saturday, it was Tuesday, it will rain. No, it never rains. And Saturday we had so much rain that we made a film. Angela took her umbrella, stand outside, shitloads of water come down. And she said, also, always when I go in vacation with my husband, we ever have rain.
You are like the Rain Man.
Maybe.
חוני
It's
המעגל.
funny.
חוני המעגל, כן. Tell me, there's a question here. Are you somehow connected to the snow that came down in South Africa this week?
South Africa is special. We had also snow in Cairo or in Alexandria 2 years ago after we had the activation in Turkey. And this is not regional, it's always large scale when it changes. And in South Africa, they have winter now and snow could be normal. We have did some activations in Namibia and in South Africa, but the South African people are wide open-minded. You can write to any farmer. Nobody wants to know about rain. Maybe they think I'm stupid. Doesn't matter. And snow can be normal there also. They had also snow in Tunisia. And everybody said snow in the Sahara is not possible. We had snow. When we did a lot of activations, there was snow in Iran, Iraq, in Saudi Arabia, all over.
So you said you put this device one time and you had an effect one time, but is it like that's it, one-time effect, or is it like after you put these devices in this big body of water in this area, it is changing the weather there for indefinitely?
You have a first effect when you put up the device, because the stagnation gets removed. And then it can start to get normal. But the people should get the ground green by the time. And if they always drive on it and turn it around, like in Tunisia, that won't work. We placed the two devices, this and the small one, in Sousse in Tunisia. And after 3.5 weeks, we come in the morning and we had so much dew that we have to clean up the windows from the car because you can't see anything. And before there was no dew, no fog, nothing. And so it comes by the time slowly, step by step.
And just to add to Barak's question, I mean, the idea is to bring back harmony to nature, and obviously, as you say, it happens bit by bit, day by day, or minute by minute. Should I expect any major weather event, or it just keeps it steady?
Let's go to the next slide.
Wait 1 minute. Yes, there it is.
Look, there are two pictures. The first on top is Sousse in Tunisia from the 1st December 21 to the 10th of July 22. You see one time 7 millimeter rain. That is not much. Then you see, then we were 1 month from 1st December 22 to 29th December in Tunisia and did the work. And it started raining the first time at the 10th of December, then a little bit, then in January or February a bit more, 30 millimeters. But I was not happy. And then at the end of April, we changed the 3 devices to the source installation. And you see what happened?
That's much better.
It's much better. And the 7 millimeters is the same, 7 millimeters as the whole rain the year before in the same time. It's 20 times more rain. And when you go to Libya, to Tripoli, and you show the rain in the also in that map, they had no rain, nothing. And they had 20 times little rain. When it starts running and it can be stopped, then it goes out in other countries or in other regions. And we had regions, they had 5 to 10 years no rain, and now they have rain. Just a bit, and then it can start. It works. Yeah. When we put up an NHS It's like planting a little forest. And then the other plants can grow because there comes humidity a bit. And then it goes step by step. When there is a huge stagnation and you activate it first time, sometimes you have hail because
the gap, the difference is too much. Like
the gap is too much.
Yeah.
But then when your machine stays there, the device, then you have no gap. It's just around 10 kilometers away, there's hail and you have nothing.
Wow.
And
Listen, I'm looking forward to get the devices, and I want to bring you over to Israel. It's like, what? Come on. Let's do it. Yeah. Wow. Amazing, man. Really. I mean, I know, just to tell the audience and also to Barak, when I spoke with Urs last week, and also last night, actually, he showed me more maps and more, details and more evidences of what is happening in various continents, various countries. And I'm like, what's going on here? I mean, is this real? And I asked him, who's these maps belong to? Is it your website? Is it, international websites? Who is responsible for the data? Because I didn't know if it's his data. Maybe it's manipulated. How can I know? But actually, it's normal data of the world, like major websites that shows you the wind, the rain, the hail, the dew, all the parameters of the weather and the climate. Yeah. And it's quite astonishing to see the results. Really, really.
Galtai from Mongolia, he has 3 systems placed in the Gobi Desert. They had 13 times rain. The indigenous people with their animals can go to the summer camp first time this year after years. And last night he shared a document where he showed the pollution in the air, and where the systems are, there was no pollution. And that's also not my, I don't told him place this. He just wrote it, and I put it in the Facebook group that the people see it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Can you send us a link to your Facebook group so I can share it?
You can give this presentation also away if you want, and there's a link also inside.
Okay, I can share the presentation later. Okay.
Yeah.
No, actually, you send me the link to the presentation, no? Hang on.
The presentation is 39 megabyte. Can you download it from here? Maybe.
This is the Israel weather, yeah? What you made.
Yeah.
It was downloaded to my...
okay.
It was downloaded to my computer. I can publish it later. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with it now. Already there's, like I told you, skeptics. Do you really believe this? Comment,
No. We always built and tried. And sometimes it took 2 years that I understand what I do there. Sometimes I explained someone how it works, and then I understood how it works.
Yeah.
This is not normal. It's very, very different than other things.
Let's move on.
Look, this was an article in the Frankfurter Rundschau, a newspaper, on the 22nd of February this year. The Sahara is greening up a little bit in the climate change action. And they said there's more CO2, carbon dioxide. Every plant produces carbon dioxide. No plant produces oxygen. That's a fake.
Yeah.
And the oxygen, when the oil is produced in the ground, the oxygen comes up to the ground on any place. And so they're more green, more carbon dioxide. Very simple. Normally I should get certificates to sell for carbon dioxide. Yeah. How to build the NHS 2.0. We have films and it shows everything. And if one needs a chip, I send him the chip. There's no problem if he's somewhere in the world. Everyone can do the water activation. And if you do these two things, it changes in your area. This is the Facebook group, Rain and Climate, how to activate. And the link. We have my website, and in Telegram we have many groups and one channel where we show the results, only the results. And that's the way it is. Simple.
I must add something, if you don't mind. I know we have another slide. Yes, 1 second, we'll get to it. I must add something. You know, in the last, whoops, what happened here? In the last, let's say 3 weeks, I interviewed a few people. One of them is Buster Nolan from the UK. He's known as Talking Trees, and he's dealing a lot with trees and water. And he's like really and he studied a lot from Schoberger, and he's really connected to nature in a very similar way to Schoberger, because he's like he's out there, you know. He's like with his stuff, walking in the woods, picking bark of trees, examining the trees. He's not a scientist, but he's more than a scientist. He's a scientist of nature, you know, like Schoberger. And he gave us this really new perspective about how to look at water and how to look at trees, and how the roots of trees produces water with oxygen in the air and mineral in the soil. They produce water in the roots, which was like, what? And amazing stuff, really, and how to heal the trees, because all the trees are sick, and how to work with water and trees to make a better world. This was one thing, one conversation. The other conversation I did was with Veda Austin from New Zealand, and she works with water. And if you haven't seen Urs, you haven't seen her work, amazing stuff. Like I won't even start to explain, but it's just something that everyone on this planet needs to watch, okay? And she takes like Masaru Emoto's work about intelligence of water and memory of water. She takes it to a whole new level. Just working with water, with some pictures she showed water, or putting her hand, or other things. She showed the water, and she freezes it quickly, and she takes pictures of it, and you see how intelligent water is or are. And again, this is just to say the least of what I learned from these two. And now, to add you to the mix, it's like, what's going on here? Now, I'm taking a step back from what I just said, and I want to tell this to you, but mostly to the audience, because we live in these mad times, okay? And these mad times, and like really evil forces want to intervene and, you know, influence our life, etc. But with that, learning about the hidden realities of the baddies, with that comes a lot of knowledge from people like yourself and Veda Austin and Buster Nolan and probably many others, as we know. And this knowledge we must embrace. We must be open to accept it. Like we are open to accept other shit that is happening. Why not to be open to accept to all these miracles, to all these truths that actually are also hidden from us, and they are also surfacing now for us to learn and to implement in our life. So I'm also skeptic. I'm also cynical. I also have these parts in me which, no, come on, doesn't make sense. But I'm putting all this aside, because so many things which did not make sense just a few years ago, now we see how the dots connected and how they make a lot of sense in terms of the plans of the baddies. So in the same way, but much more, we have God's plan, and God's plan working with these parameters and this nature and these elements, and we are made out of these elements, and we can use this knowledge and use our open mind and open heart to accept this this new knowledge and to implement it in our life. We have nothing to lose, and we have all the best of the world to gain, to win. So I'm asking all of you out there who are watching now or will watch it later, stay open to these ideas, stay open to the evidences and proof that Urs is showing us. Hopefully soon, also Urs, you will come to Israel. Hopefully soon I will get the parcels and I will start to do it here in Israel. And already people wrote to me, Shai, when you get them, please call us. We want to be part of it. Yes, but it won't happen in one day. Or maybe yes, I don't know. Because you said, Urs, once you put this organ beam and maybe also the organ beam, but the device, the
NHS
2 or 3, sorry, after a few minutes, wind will start coming in.
It's always.
Yes. And I want to try it out in the morning, because in the morning there's no wind here where I live. So I want to try it in the morning when there's no wind, because there's wind. So that's easy. And I just, I want to say thank you for you. It's not the end yet, but I want to say thank you because you bring this important piece in this big puzzle that we live in. And I feel that we all need this piece. Like, we need to know what is water, what is magnetism, who are we, what is our purpose, how to grow food. But what you bring is not just to tackle the bad plans, but it's to increase the good, to increase nature in our life. And I took it down before, and I'm putting it back up now, this little thing I just added on the screen, because it says on the top left, stay away from evil and do good. And what you do, Urs, is a lot of good. And for me, it's yet to be proven, but your energy is enough to see that you speak truth, and obviously we all share it. And also my audience or our audience is on the same page. So I want to thank you for what you bring, because it's so important, so crucial, especially these times. And I want to tell all of you out there who are watching it, stay open to this and let's try it out. Because what we need now is to be the doers, not the readers, not the press like and share, but to do stuff. And Urs is bringing us things to do with devices, with stones, which almost are unheard of. But hey, we just learned that maybe there was other civilizations here working with magnetism and free energy and stuff like that. Why not to use it? Why not to try and implement it in our life and see what happens? So again, thank you for all the audience that is sticking with us. And thank you for you, Urs, and obviously Barak, to bring us together. That's just for me to appreciate your work and your knowledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The most important thing is to bring light in the dark. And you don't have to watch the dark. If you bring light and another light and a little light and more light, and then the dark is gone, that's just normal. Don't focus on the dark. There are so much Telegram groups or social media groups which, this is a problem, this is a problem. No, it's not a problem. It's a problem while you're looking on. And we started the water activation, built Telegram groups, and showed everybody how to do it. And it exploded. And the weather changed. And before, we sat on the garage in front of our house and thought about, how do we get more rain? Can we do it by information or something on the machine? We tested, yes, we can do it. Do we have the material at my home? Yes, we have. Where is it? Living room, no. Sleeping room, no. Bathroom, no. Kitchen, in the kitchen. Then we went in the kitchen, looked left side, right side, this side. There is it. Which level? This? There. And then we found sugar. Then we put a cup with sugar water on top of the NHS. And we had more cloud forming. And there's a dam, it's called Edertalsperre in Germany. The last 10 years, there were 3 minutes where it's run over. 3 minutes. And then we also did weather actions. And I told them, there is no rain for such a long time planned, so let's do sugar on the NHS. And hundreds of people did this. And the Edertalsperre runs 3 days over. 3 days. Not 3 minutes.
It was raining for 3 days?
No, it was raining all over. And there was so much rain that the dam runs over for 3 days. And they couldn't believe it. There was news with film on the web pages of the newspapers. It was funny.
So you just first time mentioned to us that you put sugar on top of this projector that you have.
Yes.
Next to it, yes. Or
On top.
it.
On top.
On
Yes,
top.
we put it right in the hole. And it
Not
worked
with a cup.
fantastic.
You just pour sugar on this. Just take a spoon of sugar and you put on this, or you put a cup with sugar. How does it go?
A cup with sugar and water. So it's a better resonance.
And
now.
water.
Yeah, with the water, yes, of course.
Yeah.
And it better transparent, probably, the glass, yes. Amazing.
You can use plastic or something. These vibration go through.
Yeah, wow.
And
so there is like two things. There is this other element that I forgot his name that you put, and then there is sugar. Does it have the same effect? Different effect?
You were talking about sugar, salt, and silica. Yeah. Yeah.
Salt. One of the customers bought 4 NHS, and he built 4, and in the layer he made salt inside, a little bit salt, and then he said when it rains, it normally rains first at that one with salt. That was an experience from one guy. And we found the sugar and the silica is then from the film from South America. So we combine everything, and you have to start wide open. Watch for everything, not like this. I'm dentist. I'm doctor. I'm physicist. Something else. Go out of your keyhole.
Compartmentalization or something like that. Sarai is asking what is NHS, Nature Harmony System. Yeah, am I right? Urs? Yes. Okay. Excellent. Right, we need to move on. It's already 2 hours. Some people came to visit me, so I'm just. Urs, can you send me a few links, like not now, maybe when we finish, to Telegram group, obviously in English, not in German, and Facebook, which is here, and also, basically, if you can send me some links, I need to say. I need to make hummus. It's hummus day, and I need to make hummus for some people, and they come hungry, and they're like, "Where is the hummus? Hummus."
Yeah.
Okay.
On the website energieprodukte.org, on the front, there are all Telegram groups listed, and there are all maps listed.
Okay, this is on the Energy Producti, yes? .org. Okay, I published your website on the comments as well, but also in the description of the video. Okay, just to say. This is last slide, yes?
Last slide, yeah.
Go for it.
The activation for you are still on the way to the airplane, like I see in the web.
Yeah.
So it should be the next days in Israel. And when you throw the blocks away in the places in the sea and in Eliad and in the lake Galilee, in your lake,
in the Sea of Galilee,
genau. Then it will change. It will cool down a bit, and the weather will come inside. When you place the 2 systems, one at your friend, what you said.
Yes, I want to put one in the south, in the desert, and one in the north.
Okay. Yeah. Then it will come a little dew after time, and by the time maybe you get also rain the next days. Can be.
Excellent.
What we do worldwide, just private people. 95% were Germans or German speaking or German background, but that doesn't matter. We have also Barbarian, Tuareg, Asian people. And crazy people. Best are crazy people.
Best are crazy people, yes.
Yeah. And you are the change if you do it. Every land, every country can get green. It's no problem.
Yeah.
Even in Mongolia, it works. And they have 10,000 of wind power plants south of in China. And it works. You can see it. You will feel it. And sometimes the husband says, "Well, you are crazy." And then after some days, let me show this. That's normal.
I just want to show some people here about your website. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I want to show your website 1 second because, okay, just have a look, guys. Listen, it's in German, but you press, first of all, you can choose a language here,
Yeah.
okay, and have it in, let's say, in English. You can have it in Hebrew. Let's put it in English. So it changes to English. You see? Now it's English. Another thing, you press right link on your mouse, translate to English. You see? That's it. Easy. I mean, let bastard Google do some work for us.
Bastard Google, that's right.
Yes. Urs, again, I want to thank you. I will wait for the devices. I want to, let's stay in touch, obviously. I want to fix a day or dates, actually, for you coming over to Israel. Let's do some revolution stuff. Excellent work, excellent slides, examples. Thank you, Barak, for bringing Urs over to us so we can share this very valuable information and knowledge. If any of you has something to say, that's the time before we close.
Yeah, we have to check the date because this year is planned with workshops, and
I don't
we are
mind.
on the way to planning the next year. But we don't want to do so much workshops here in Germany because some years we did every weekend workshop. And that's quite a lot when you do.
It's a lot, yes.
I think.
2 days workshop.
Are you in touch with Yannick, the guy who is like really brought back the?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are
We
you
know
in
us
touch with him?
personally. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fabulous. The first post that I saw you had this Oregon cloudbuster that work with inside the water with a little pump that run water. I would love to hear, maybe if we don't have time this time, but in another way, detailed explanation how to make this work, because this is how William Reich did it. It was with the pipe were connected to water and the water were moving or something. I would love to know specifically how to make this work.
I can tell you in 2 minutes, it's very, very, very simple.
2 minutes we
You
have, yes,
to have
right?
the tube, and the end of the tube must be in water. And the tube pulls the energy from the sky, and through the pull, there is a rotation and forms, or a transmutation, and that forms clouds. And when you're always on the same place, then the cloud gets formed and gets pulled. And when you see the cloud comes up, you go to the next place, to the next place, to the next place. And then the clouds get more and more and more and more. If you do a pulsing stone into the water, you don't have so much deadly organ. If you touch the tubes, take gloves, because otherwise it pulls your energy and you are totally finished after that. And so you can bring up clouds up, but do it softly in the beginning. If you do too much, sometimes you get shitloads of rain and it damages everything. That is too much. You have to get a feeling for that. And that works all over. It doesn't matter where. And I think when you get just a pot of water, a big one, and a little pump that it's in movement, then it will work anywhere. I put
So
some
we're
of
talking about a metal pipe that is in a
2-inch
bucket
pipe.
with what?
Yeah, 2-inch pipe minimum. I got 1.50 meter. Some people have 3 meters. That doesn't matter. And you can put up to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, or 5 and 5. And then they have, because it's heavy, they have a construction beneath that you can move it. And on the end, they have a metal tube, flexible, to get it into the water. And don't cross the tubes, just one beside each other.
To be honest, I mean, with all due respect, Barak, I like you, I love your intelligence, but probably you will forget what Urs just said, and you probably will not do it properly. So my suggestion, hang on, bear with me. I see Barak, you want, hey, wait. So my suggestion is like this. Urs, I'm going back again to the idea of you coming over to Israel. I don't mind how many workshops you have there. I live in an amazing villa, okay? Mm-hmm. It has rooms, it has bedrooms, it is like really good to do this type of workshops here. Let's find 2-3 days even that you come to Israel, you give in even just one workshop and you go back, whatever. I mean, it's a hassle, but obviously you will get paid for it. You give in even just one workshop, and I'll make sure Barak is coming to Israel at the same time, and we make everything here what is needed. I know, again, it's a hassle, but I think it's really crucial to do it. The people of Israel, in a way like many other places, are getting really screwed over with climate, with dictatorship, with all this stuff. They need some hope. They need some facts. They need some factual devices that work to see, hey, we can actually do it, you know?
Yes.
And I find in what you bring, I find a lot of it, of what I just said. So let's try and make it happen. I know it's a hassle. I'm saying I appreciate that you are very busy, but we really need it, okay? Mm-hmm. Unlike going again to Namibia or to Zimbabwe or to, you've been there, you've done it, but on this map you show there's some places without these devices and without this knowledge. Please come over. We'll talk about it afterwards, but please see if you have a week that you can fit 3-4 days of coming over to Israel and give one workshop. And Barak, then I will know the dates. I will let you know as well. And you can come over and stay over here. I think it's game changer for all of us, not just for me or Barak, or for all of us. This is game changer. It will run in Israel like water, not like fire, like water. Yeah. And I really want to make it happen. I will do everything I can to make it happen. Please hear me, Urs, and let's do it. Let's do it.
And when we come to Israel, we will do both. We will build stations, make a seminar, and we will show the body therapy. When you see this, you will be a little more astonished.
I'm really up for it, and the sooner the better. I'm serious. The sooner the better. If we can do it within the next month or month and a half, I know it's tricky. I'm just saying, God, please, please make sure Urs is coming to Israel in the next 45 days, and Barak is joining us as well. Thank you. I just sent a quick fax.
Yeah, we still booked Mongolia.
You'll find a way.
We'll find a way, yeah.
You'll find a way. Urs, thank you very much for being with us and sharing your amazing mind and work with us. Barak, thank you again for connecting us. Yeah. May God bless us all. He already does. Thank you. Take care, guys. I go make some hummus.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.